Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now, hey now. Hey now, hey now. Hey now, and a hey now. Hour number 3 of the line, Talk 99.5. Talk995.com, Mclain.com, Real Talk 99.5 TV on YouTube. Y'all get it together and get on the YouTube, baby. We'd like to see you on YouTube because we love you and we like to talk to you and say hi. We'd like to say hi to you. Also, if you want to say hi, phone number 205-545-9950. That's 545-9950. Alabama Men's Clinic bringing you this part of the show. Alabama Men's Clinic. That's right. Low T. We always talk about it. It's for you guys that may not be feeling yourself. You may say, well, that's just what comes with age. I get older. I don't feel good. That's not true. I look at John Bird. The older he gets, the more hyped he gets. He's at the top of his game. I've never seen this man with more energy. I don't know what his T levels are, but they got to be through the friggin' roof. I mean, they got to be through the roof. But if you think that your T level might not be through the roof or where it needs to be, get with Alabama Men's Clinic. I'm dead serious about this. It's going to change the game. It's going to change your life. And plus, there's the whole, intimacy in the bedroom. You can fix an ED, maybe. And it's not just, if I can ponder on intimacy for a moment and make everybody uncomfortable. It's not just like ED and being able to get it up when you need to get it up. But it's about, even beyond that, the sheer performance. You'll be a stud, an absolute rock star. Your wife will be like, oh my Lord, where has that been my whole life? She's going to fall in love all over again. All because you made a trip to Alabama Men's Clinic. Think about that. Think about how easy it is to change your life in that fashion. 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. Book an appointment online, alabamamensclinic.com. It should take you about 30 seconds to book you an appointment. Or for that matter, I mean, if you really that excited about it, just show up. They'll find a way to squeeze you in. They've done it before, but probably easier if you just go ahead and make an appointment. Do that. Get yourself hooked up. All right. So in the lead up to this, again, Donald Trump is saying to Iran, you better make a deal. Otherwise, we're going to blow up the whole country. And of course, saying things like we're going to blow up the whole country is going to have the panicans, all their panties are going to be in a wad because, oh my God, he's killing civilians. That's not how this works. And I can't understand the people that get freaked out by Trump tweets. It's beyond me. It's beyond my understanding. What Trump is doing, and there is there was a book somebody was referencing. I didn't read it. I don't read books, but a book from I think it was from a general that was talking about the art of war and how you have to deal with certain adversaries. And in this case, in geopolitics, how to deal with certain countries. And ultimately, you have to speak in their language. The language of Iran is a language of force, of brute force. And Donald Trump understands that. He has to speak in their language. Remember the one interview he did? I think it was with Maria Bartiromo several days ago, and he talked about how he was kind of losing his voice, and it was because he was previously on the phone with Iranians and he was in a shouting match. He was yelling at them. He understands that you have to talk this way to these individuals in order to get your message across. And so that's why the tough talk. That's why Donald Trump is acting in this manner. He's got to get the message to these people that not only are we willing to do it, we're going to do it. And I believe he's going to do it. And they're not going to be killing civilians. You know, this whole big dog and pony show where Iran brought out women and children to power plants and bridges and everything else. It was just a big rope-a-dope. It was a big show. They're not if they're going to take out power plants and bridges, Iran's not going to see it coming. I mean, they may know that it's on the way, but when it gets there, they're not. It's going to be too late by the time they realize it. This is not some sort of Trump's not new to this game. Not just dealing with Iran, but in the sense of negotiations and backing up your words. You don't go to the negotiating table with a handful of bluffs. You can bluff, but you better be ready to back that up when things fall apart. Trump is that guy. He will back it up. And so whatever the IRGC commander is saying or the delegation, the White House says J.D. Vance and the crew are still planning to go to Islamabad, Pakistan tomorrow to meet with Iranians in order to sign a peace deal. Iranian officials, however, are coming out this morning and saying, well, we don't know if we're going to go or not. We're looking over the proposed American plan, and we don't really like it. It's not really our style. That's how the Supreme Leader would be talking. I don't know if I like the deal. I'm kind of iffy on whether or not I want to do it. Maybe I want to do it. Maybe I don't want to do it. But that's where this is. So there is a chance that J.D. Vance and company show up in Islamabad tomorrow to an empty conference room, and that the Iranians don't show up. And if Donald Trump sends his vice president and his top negotiators to Pakistan tomorrow and Iranians don't even show up, it's going to be bad news. I've got some bad news. And we're doing all this, by the way, I want to make sure I remind everybody so you'll completely understand. We're doing this with no help from any of our allies in NATO. NATO has proven absolutely useless. As a matter of fact, just a day ago, Trump on True Social, Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz. That's another side story where what was the name of that boat that we were talking about with the lady that's missing and the husband? What was the name of the tiny boat that they kept?
The Minnow?
No. It was
Gilligan's Island.
No, it was. They called the boat something. It was some sort of weird name. What was the name of it? The text line will tell me in a second. But anyway, it's kind of those type boats that hit the water and started firing bullets at one of the tankers trying to get through the Strait of Hormuz. Nothing major happened, but it was their way of saying, hey, we've got this close. Trump tweeted out on True Social, he said, Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Many of them were aimed at a French ship and a freighter from the United Kingdom. That wasn't very nice, was it? My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiations. Iran recently announced that they were closing the strait, which is strange because our blockade has already closed it. They're helping us without knowing it, and they are the ones that lose with the closed passage, $500 million a day. The United States loses nothing. In fact, many ships are headed right now to the U.S., Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load up compliments of the IRGC, always wanting to be, quote, the tough guy. We're offering a very fair and reasonable deal, and I hope they take it, because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. They'll come down fast. They'll come down easy. And if they don't take the deal, it will be my honor to do what has to be done which should have been done to Iran by other presidents for the last 47 years. He says in all caps, it's time for the Iran killing machine to end. President Donald J. Trump. And that is the last warning that Iran has received directly from Donald Trump on social media. That's kind of been the way to, send the message out and do this whole language of tough talk. And I think he's telling the truth. I don't think it's just tough talk. I think it's really going to happen this time. Iran has always been in the business of buying themselves time. They want to sit here and screw around with these negotiations and allow themselves time to do whatever it is they're wanting to do. They could be enriching the uranium as we speak, for all we know. We don't know. I mean, maybe the U.S. intelligence, maybe they know, but they have always done this. They have always found the way to buy themselves time, and they've done it for 47 years. And that time's over. We're not giving them any more time. This is the end of the road. They've lost their allies. They've lost their friends are not coming to save them. China's not coming to save them. If anybody's getting kicked in the nuts over this deal, it's China. Because as I noted to Richard Kopp, this is a geopolitical masterstroke by Donald Trump with the taking of Venezuela, the garnering Venezuelan oil, the now stopping the flow of Iranian oil, cheap Iranian oil going to China. They're just screwed in the whole deal. And they're over there like, wait a minute, we didn't do anything. Well, guess what? This is all going to work out for the better anyway, because we are going to set China back years and years, decades, from being able to supersede the United States in many aspects, whether it's militarily or whatever, which is what they've always wanted to do. They want to be the world's superpower. We're changing that structure. We're setting them back countless years by doing this, and there's not a whole lot they can do about it. They got bigger problems to worry about anyway, but there's not anything they can do about it. They're actually reaching out to Iran and saying, please, stop the damage, stop the bleeding. But they can't. They can't, because in our efforts to eliminate the radicals that have been running that country, we have caused that, as I explained earlier in the show, that power vacuum that now has people from all different sides that are not talking to each other and certainly not agreeing on what should be done. It seems that as of right now, it seems the person that has all the cards is not the foreign minister. Now, I say who holds the cards, who holds the power to make the decisions, is not the foreign minister. It's not even the gay supreme leader. Supreme! It's the IRGC commander, because they have the guns. And so they say, we don't like the deal. We're not going to take it. We're not going to let anybody through the Strait of Hormuz. Fine. Keep yourself bottled up. Because when they closed the Strait of Hormuz previously, their idea of closing the strait is let Iranian tankers flow through, but stop everybody else. Well, now they can't get Iranian. We've got it blocked off. You can't get your stuff through. So if you're going to close it, fine. You're just destroying your own country. And now, up next, Power Plant Day, Bridge Day, and of course, Panicking Day, where everybody will have all their panties in a wad about what Trump's going to do. It's got to be exhausting, by the way, because every day it's like, oh, my God. I got a lot to talk about that, too, because Marjorie Taylor Greene is back in the headlines. You're going to love that. There is one big story, which I'll tell you about next, about an Iranian woman with a U.S. green card. They got busted at LAX for trafficking drones, bombs, and millions of rounds of ammo on behalf of the Tehran regime, which is crazy to think that those people were being supplied with weaponry right out of our own country. Thank God they caught this woman, but it's still a problem. 205 545 9950. More of the line next. Nick Nice just texted me and said, reading books is cool, Andrew, with a rolling eye emoji.
It is cool, man.
I mean, I'm
And you
not.
can do electronic books. It's okay on the iPad.
Yeah, and I'm not against reading books, but I'm just not good at it. I don't. I mean, John Bird's the one that's known to have ADD really bad, but I have a certain level of it that.
Yeah, but I can read. What happens with ADD is you do have the ability to hyperfocus, and I've seen you do it before.
Really?
Yeah, and when you're reading something interesting, you hyperfocus, and you can really read.
Maybe I should give it a shot.
Give it a shot, man. Do it for everybody out there.
It's like I told him. I was like, I've thought about it before in my older age. Going out on the porch and reading a book, or reading the Bible for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
And then, a few seconds pass, and then I forget I ever contemplated reading a book on the porch. And then I don't do it. But who knows? One day I may be reformed and be reading books. I do a lot of reading. I just don't read books. But
Got to give it a shot, man. You got to.
I'm currently watching a live video of this doofus, Jamel Jermaine Brown, the guy that's running for governor on the Democrat side, which, the campaign is a joke in itself. Even the people that support him are kind of like, hey, I ain't this guy, and he's outlandish, man. I mean, I'll say this, all right, even though he's a joke as a candidate, I do admire his boldness to just put it out there and be himself. He's not built to be a politician, but I've seen worse. I see much worse in Congress. And I dare I say I see worse in Montgomery with some Republicans. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But I'm trying to figure out what's a bigger embarrassment. And now, granted, nobody's voted yet. Nobody had a decision as to whether or not Jamel Jermaine Brown was in the race. But he is. He's running, and, he's got to beat whoever's running on the Democrat side. Doug Jones. Is Doug Jones the front runner for the Democrats right now in Alabama?
I would think
so. I got a phone call yesterday. It was either yesterday or Saturday, and I didn't pick up. I don't answer numbers I don't recognize, but they were like, hey, this is, Maxine from the Doug Jones campaign. Just wondering if you're going to be voting on Election Day. Can we count on your support in the Democrat primary? And I'm like, no, you can't. I didn't talk to her. But it would have been a fascinating conversation. I probably should have picked up the phone and talked to her. Anyway, my point being, what is a bigger embarrassment to the state of Alabama? Jamel Jermaine Brown or the Birmingham Stallions? And I say that in a loving way. I don't.
How can that be a loving way?
I'm saying, like, I love the Stallions. But the performance on the field thus far has been embarrassing. They had the biggest crowd that they've had thus far on Friday, and they laid a goose egg, 16-0. You brought in Gucci Mane to do the halftime show, which put a great crowd in the stands. Love that. I want to see that every week. Bring Gucci Mane back every week for the halftime show. Or find some other art, or do something to put butts in those seats. And if you put butts in those seats, I don't even care how the season goes. But if we're talking about performance, it is not good for the Stallions. A.J. McCarron is now 1-3 in his career as a head coach. And I speculated, I was hopeful like everybody else, but I speculated right after that hire. I said, I don't know if this is the right one. I don't know that you can pluck a guy from the locker room from a different UFL team and put him as a head coach and expect something good to happen. You got to have kind of, a father figure. when I get on the topic of Jermaine Brown, I can't get away from it. Because if I start looking at his social media, it creates this whole.
It's like a moth to the flame. It really is. I looked him up.
It creates this vortex. 18 hours ago on Facebook, he posted this. Pastor Jermaine Brown. Oh, by the way, on his live video, he was eating sardines or something. And he's got this weird thing. Like, I think he had a stroke some years ago. So his face is kind of paralyzed and he can't smile or anything. But, he's just always got this kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I think he's got Bell's palsy or something. But he's eating these sardines and he's just, smacking and slobbering and he's on Facebook Live and just cussing up a storm and he's like, and I'm just like, dude, you gotta stop. Even people were in the chat. They were like, "Oh, Governor, stop eating. Go on and finish eating before you tell these people off." He's talking about this and that. Somebody talking about his bitch and none. It's a whole thing. Anyway, 18 hours ago on Facebook, he posted this. He said, "Yes, the pastor started an OnlyFans where I will teach the men and women across the world sex education. I am determined to save marriages and relationships from being taken over by sneaky links and side pieces." Now, keep in mind, Pastor Jermaine Brown is not married, but dating a stripper. Okay?
Actually, that fits into politics perfectly.
It did, actually. Okay. He's got a point if he's saying, hey, if you're him, that's what I would do. Be like, yes, I know I'm a pastor and I know I'm dating a stripper and I'm, having relations outside of marriage and everything else. But this is the state of politics. And I'm just giving you an example. Instead of going up there and lying about what I'm doing, I'm just going to tell you straight up. That's what he should do, honestly. But anyway, he goes on to say, Zakiah Mclain, which is his girlfriend, and I will show you grown people how to do it right. Keep your love life spiced up and release water like never before.
What? I'm not sure I even want to know what that means.
He says, go subscribe today as we going to drop unlimited grown folk content to save you MFs. Water emoji, fire emoji.
What do you say? What do you say to that? I mean, what are the words that can express the way you truly feel about that? I mean, are they going to be swimming in a pool, maybe doing some synchronized dances?
It kind of looks like they're going to do a podcast type thing and talk about sex education. And then it also kind of seems like they're going to do what you normally think you would see on OnlyFans. As in, hey guys, watch us do it so you know how to do it. Again, running for governor on the Democrat ticket in the state of Alabama.
But I hope he knows this is probably going to hurt him a little bit in the primary.
It's crazy because you would expect something like this out of California or maybe New York. You would expect something like this, but this is in Alabama. This is, and it's kind of been a long running joke that this guy's running. It seems as if he's trying to, because he's got his Facebook page and then he's got the Jermaine Brown show where he does Facebook Lives and considers it some kind of show. I think he's just trying to build up his deal, but he has been interested in politics, even though it seems he has no idea what's going on. He's got pictures of him in Montgomery meeting with Kay Ivey, and he had the picture with, who was it, Will Ainsworth? Took a picture with him.
Yes, what the heck?
Will Ainsworth. Well, Will Ainsworth was doing like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and saying Jermaine Brown will make a great candidate for the Democrat Party, saying, "Hey, Democrats, get out and vote for this guy because this is who we want to face in the general election." It would be ideal for Republicans to do that. It would be ideal. Well, think about Tommy Tuberville versus Jermaine Brown in the governor's race in the general election. Oh, that'd be good. Imagine those two at a debate.
You think he's going to take it all the way? You think he wants to? Of course, he's not. He's got to make the ballot, and there may be some kind of rules and guidelines with the salacious way he's acting.
I really don't think there are, but he's not going to make it past the Democrat primary. He's not going to beat out Doug Jones.
No, but I can't wait to hear his campaign commercials.
I know, dude. It's just crazy. Crazy times we're living in, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeez.
Anyway, speaking of crazy, when it comes to your retirement, crazy things happen. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, sometimes it just goes all around. You never know. Some of y'all get scared to even look at your 401k because with world events, the markets are up one day, down the next, and you don't know what to expect. You can take all that fear and all that anxiety out of the equation by simply calling my buddy David Ernest. What he's going to do is, as I've told you countless times, protect your retirement, put it in positions where it grows. And you don't have to worry about losing money. You end up hitting retirement age with far more money than you expected, and you got a plan in place. Who knows? You could maybe even retire early because you decided to make this move. And all in all, it costs you nothing. They don't take fees from you. They get them elsewhere, so you don't have to worry about that. You just got to worry about calling him. That's it. That's all I'm asking you to do. If you're 55 or older and you got over $50K in your retirement, make this phone call, 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-7233 and online retirewithernest.com. Let me tell you about this Iranian woman real quick, though. So she's a 44-year-old Iranian woman living in the U.S. with a green card. She gets arrested Saturday at Los Angeles International Airport for allegedly brokering a massive arms deal for the Iranian government, including the sale of armed drones, bombs, bomb fuses, and millions of rounds of ammunition that was destined for Sudan that would ultimately end up in the hands of the Iranians and the IRGC. Her name is Shamim Mafi. She was living in Woodland Hills in L.A., now facing a federal charge under 50 U.S. Code 1705 for violating the International Emergency Economic Powers Act by facilitating the illegal export and sell of Iranian-made weapons. And if she's convicted, she faces a statutory maximum of 20 years in federal prison. If you throw this chick in prison, I don't know that you can let her out.
I know. Or, give me a pew-pew.
Yeah.
Blindfold pew-pew.
She allegedly used an Oman-registered company to arrange the transactions as recently as 2025. One reported deal involved a contract worth more than $70 million for Iranian-made Mohir 6 armed drones supplied by Iran's Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics. Prosecutors also allege phone records show Mafi had direct contact with Iran's Ministry of Intelligence and Security between December of 22 and June of 25. The alleged gun runner had posted glamorous photos of herself from all over the world. In one photo, she is seen posing in a $100,000 Mercedes-Benz Roadster, which is nice. She was taken into custody at LAX on Saturday night and is expected to make her initial appearance this afternoon, actually, in U.S. District Court in downtown L.A. So, good luck to you, sis. I don't think things are going to work out well for you. And it says, it seems as if the last deal she made was in 2025, but who knows what she was currently cooking up, because the IRGC is probably willing to take whatever they can get, and these people are just hiding in plain sight. A green card holder. She was here legally with a green card, supplying arms to the Iranians. That's a big no-no. And a lot of that comes from the negligence of previous administrations. It's just like with North Korea. North Korea is, a threat to the region. It's a threat to South Korea. And for some reason, as of late, Kim Jong-un has been ramping up their ballistic missile tests. They did a fourth series of launches over the weekend from just this month. The month of April. What is today? The 20th. In 20 days, they've done 4 big ballistic missile test launches, which normally in North Korean speak is their way of saying, hey, we're cooking these up for somebody. And so I don't know when the last time, Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump have a really good relationship. I don't know when the last time Kim Jong-un and Trump spoke, but it might be worth Trump just reaching out to him and being like, hey, bro, what are you doing over there? What are you doing, little rocket man? Do you not remember my button that I told you about? My button's bigger and it works. Also, I wondered if Kim Jong-un happened to watch Dennis Rodman at the WWE Hall of Fame on Friday night.
Man, he is not aged too.
Maybe that's why he was firing the missiles. Maybe it's like kind of like fireworks in honor of Dennis Rodman making the Hall of Fame.
And that's the only way he knows how, poor fella.
Yeah, the only way he knows how to celebrate is to fire missiles. Yeah, Dennis Rodman did sound kind of rough. And he got emotional, and God bless him. He talked about his 80-something-year-old neighbor that he talks to every day, and it was completely unrelated to anything WWE, but he got choked up talking about her and how he's like she was gonna watch, but she's old and she had to go to bed early, and so she's not getting to watch.
Poor fella.
I'm like, you can show her when you get home, but you couldn't hardly understand half the stuff he was saying. Dennis Rodman's been through a lot. What a strange but also fascinating individual. I kind of like him. I think he's all right. Because not only did he have that relationship with Kim Jong-un, but he came out wearing a MAGA hat one time too, didn't he? He was a supporter of Trump.
Yeah, he did. And he's the only guy that could leave in the middle of the NBA Finals and go for several days to Las Vegas. And Michael Jordan said, man, that's just Dennis. He needs his time. He'll be back and he'll do his job.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, Michael Jordan said that? And sure enough, he comes back, and the next game he plays, he's the hero.
The worm.
Yeah, it's strange.
The king of rebounds. That's what you need on your team, too. If you want to win championships, just have that one guy that can rebound anything.
Yeah.
And that's what made the Bulls so good. Outside of Jordan, obviously. But, yeah, it was cool to see him get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now he's in the WWE Hall of Fame with Donald Trump. So, both of them in there. Both of them are goated. Anyway, I just needed to tell you that North Korea is firing off a bunch of missiles again, and nobody's really talking about it. So, I'm sure the White House is keeping their eye on it, but it's just you may want to. He's probably like, man, y'all got all this going on in the Middle East. Why nobody pay attention to me? I'm not my shoot rocket. Maybe he's trying to just get attention. He feels like nobody's
How
paying
many
North
rockets
Korean
do they have? Because they can't make anymore. They've got to be getting down low.
Well, I don't know. They're making them somewhere. And if you don't do what you're told, you disappear. So,
yep.
Even if you don't have the ability to make rockets, if Kim Jong-un tells you to make a rocket, you better make a rocket. I don't care how you do it or how you get it done, you better do it. Because it's got to be, we want to talk about stressful jobs out there. Who's got the stressful job, this, that, and the other. You may think you have a stressful job. Imagine working for Kim Jong-un. I don't know that there's a more stressful job than that. Just saying. 205-545-9950 if you want to get in. It's the Line Talk 99.5. All right, let's hit some of these phone calls before I go off on Marjorie Trader Brown. Green turned to brown under stress, in case y'all forgot. Just needed to remind you. First, though, let me tell you about Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers Express Oil. That is where you need to get your oil change, cuzzy. They're donating $1 for every oil change this month to Children's of Alabama. They've already raised over $1 million previously for the same cause, and they're doing it again. Not just changing oils, they're changing lives, baby. And Express Oil, my favorite place to go. I've been going there for a long time. You should do the same. Make sure you get out there. If you need to find one near you, if you don't know where one's at, go to expressoil.com. Find the closest one and get on it. Tony's in downtown Birmingham. Tony, what's up?
Oh, not too much, Andrew. Just working like you.
Yeah, buddy.
So just a couple of things there. The first thing is the breakfast burrito this morning. You're talking about that. I think I sent you how I make mine, and I think cilantro makes everything better, and that's my opinion.
Agreed.
But so added that, how that burrito is made. That's one thing, and the other thing is, so many people think that Trump is kidding when he says something. That's pretty funny because he doesn't. He is not joking. He's going to tell them like it is, and they're going to downplay it and think that they can play him, and they have made a darn mistake. You know, I know that's going to be ridiculous when it happens out and everybody's going to lose their minds. But hey, you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. And if they're going to play with Hormuz, it's just the same thing that they did, you know, for forever that I recall. I mean, I had to sign up for the draft back in '79, right after I got married. So that was ridiculous. But and then again, I'll probably talk your ear off at the jam because I'll be there too. My wife and I'll be there and hanging out, Joe.
Nice, nice. That's perfect.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all have it from here.
Awesome, Tony. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
It's a good reminder for Jawbone Jam coming up May 15th. If you don't have your tickets, get your tickets, buddy. Get them. Ticketmaster.com or IronCityBham.com. Thank you to Danny Knowles of the Knowles Group, who's helping us make that happen. 3 huge bands, Brother Cane, Stone Horses, and Cattle, as you know. Also, thank you to Aqua Systems and Blakely's Bouquets. They have been a major player in helping us put this together. So thank you to them. 10 years of broadcasting here on Talk 99.5. We want to celebrate it with you. So get your tickets before it's too late. Rick, real quick. Rick, what's up?
Our future Vice President, Timothy Waltz, is out there somewhere over there in the Middle East. What about that Logan Act?
Logan Act?
Yeah, Pam Bondi used to be in charge of that, enforcing laws like that.
Yeah.
Representing the United States when they're not supposed to be over there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Tim Walz is in the Middle East. Is that true?
That's what I heard.
I didn't see that. Now, I do know that Tim Walz is a big fan of China, so he's definitely in the business of violating the Logan Act on that front. Thank God he never got anywhere near the White House.
Well, I forgot what country it was, but they said that he was. I mean, I heard it on one of these talk shows. That's all I listened to.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to look into that.
He was over there undermining. Huh?
He'll. I can see it. I mean, it's not that far from. It's not that hard for me to believe that Tim Walz is over there doing something like that. Hey, Rick, I got to hit this break, buddy, but I appreciate it, man. Tim Walz, the old horse whisperer, never fails.